Welcome back to CIFF Media. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Isak, who is from NEUW and is from the European sales team.
Yes, that's correct.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you much. Happy to be here.
Well, first, let's get into a little bit about the history of NEUW.
Of course.
NEUW was founded in 2009 by three friends from Stockholm and Melbourne. How did that cross-continental friendship influence the spirit of the brand from the very beginning?
Yeah, so basically those two people, the Swedish creative director and the CEO and the marketing director, they were driving the license of a big heritage brand in Australia at the time. So after a lot of long hours at work and a lot of late nights with have a drinking, they come into this great friendship and they started to figure out if they maybe should do something on their own, and they founded the 3x1 at the time,
Okay.
and therefore NEUW Denim is founded
Oh,
2009.
amazing. I'm very familiar with 3x1.
Okay.
Yep. Very interesting. The name NEUW carries a distinct energy. What does that name mean to you, and how does it reflect your philosophy as a brand?
So I'm gonna go to the story of why the name is NEUW. So Per Lundqvist, our Swedish creative director, was actually living in Brussels in Belgium around 2004 actually, and that's when he started to thinking of maybe if I can have our own brand someday. And he was living at the street called NEUW Landstraat. Hard word to pronounce.
Yep.
But so when they first started NEUW, they named it NEUW Landstraat, but they ended up with just going with NEUW actually. So the name of NEUW is from a street that the creative director was living in Brussels, Belgium.
Well, that's good that they just kept it to NEUW. I feel like it would be very hard
Yeah,
for customers, retailers to have to pronounce
I feel like
that.
NEUW has different kind of pronunciations as it is,
Yes.
but yeah, NEUW is fine for me.
Okay. When you think about NEUW as a brand in 2025 and 2026, how would you describe the identity and your place in the contemporary fashion landscape?
So in the start of 2025, we were heading into a more of a lifestyle lead approach. At the first of 2009, we were more of a product focused brand to really like set our classic fits and silhouettes to the market. And when we feel that we have done that, and we're still gonna continue to do that, but we are now heading into building the brand in a more of a lifestyle lead approach, I would say. So, but we are always focusing so much to be a fashionable denim brand with the newest denim innovations, and always finding and sharpening the fabrics and the stuff like that to be on top of a denim brand, because that's what we stand for.
And do you find that with your three founders and the creativity and that passion between like travel and entrepreneurship and the DNA of the brand, that lifestyle really lends itself to being kind of an easy forefront for the brand in terms of the direction you're going?
Yeah, so each season, and has been since the start, we are always inspired and gets inspired by the people who live the life like blended work-life balance. So the people that are traveling, communicating along the way and finding joy in it, and they have to be able to wear NEUW as a brand to the 360 point of view, I would say. So being there for them and inspired by those kind of people is a foundation in each and every collection.
That brings me into kind of my next question for you. This year marks a new chapter for NEUW and for your team. What is the journey you embarked on in 2025, and what motivated this for the shift?
Yeah, so what motivated it should be that we felt like we had set the tone of NEUW in terms of silhouettes and classic details and all the design of that. And we were aiming for a more of a lifestyle lead approach. That's basically it. And what we did was we completely changed our DNA and how we look and feel out in the stores with the labeling. We worked together with a famous firm in Stockholm called Atelier Altman that helped us with really providing a more of a premium look and feel into the brand on how we're standing in stores and how we're looking out there in the market.
That's great. I mean, I think that's really interesting for you guys, especially just kind of repositioning yourselves a little bit within the denim market. It's really smart because denim for me, and I think for a lot of people, it's about that individual's lifestyle and how you wear your denim and how in what capacity you use your denim in. So I think that that's a really interesting way for you guys to be positioning yourself. In the beginning, when we were talking about how the NEUW came about, we had founders from both Stockholm and Melbourne. So there's roots in Sweden and in Australia. How do those two worlds, the Scandinavian minimalism and Melbourne creativity, merge in your design?
Yeah, so in the concrete design, we always be really playful and always have it on our label at the end of the back pocket. We always be playful with the coordinates, actually, so to bring some curiosity, to bring the storytelling into the stores. So we're always using the coordinates for Fitzroy, Melbourne, where the HQ is in Australia, all the way to Stockholm, Sweden, where the HQ for Europe is. So that's one thing that relates the bridge to it. And then I feel like the Scandinavian minimalism is something that brings a lot of curiosity for the Australian people and globally as well. But for the Swedish people, I feel like we have always this kind of curiosity for Australia as well. It's a completely side of the world, actually. But I don't feel like that we have that kind of curiosity in some other parts that's also on the other side of the world. Australia is really special for Swedish people, and I feel like Scandinavia is that for Australian people as well.
I love that. I think that I love that you guys play with the coordinates of your headquarters and to really kind of bring it together and feel and bring both of those types of energy into the design of the clothes. Coming from Sweden, do you consider NEUW a typical Scandinavian brand, or do you see your aesthetic as something more global?
Typical, I wouldn't say. Typical Scandinavian, I feel like is a more of a actually Danish design. We are a Swedish design with it's a complete Scandinavian with the minimalistic. We have with the clean pockets and stuff like that. But we feel like we bring in some more of a cockiness into it, and I feel like that's not that Scandinavian. Scandinavian is more humble people. We want to be a bit more cocky, a bit more in that kind of attitude. So foundation Scandinavian minimalistic design for sure, but some way to always keep doing it a bit more cocky, always inspired by the subculture, music and art and stuff like that.
I get that. And you want people to also feel kind of carry that cockiness when they're wearing that, like that strong feeling when they're wearing it, and the comfortability of it.
The confidence is huge for us. And we want to really bring in the confidence into the people and to make them really confident about the stuff, both in female and male, actually.
Yeah, very cool. You recently presented at Pitti Uomo as part of the Scandinavian Manifesto with CIFF. What made that platform meaningful for you as a brand?
First of all, I would say to be a part of the CIFF collaboration, the work that we do with you guys is something really special for us. And also to be in Pitti, which is a huge fair, and to be a part of the Scandinavian Manifesto, to join with all the Scandinavian brands. I feel like it's a key thing for us. To be standing in the huge hall in the large building of Pitti would be more like that we not forgotten, but more blend in. Now we have our own, and we can rely on each other and build something extra to it, and which you on CIFF and the Scandinavian Manifesto guys has done such a tremendous job for us suppliers to work with you guys there.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space, and I think that doing the edit for the retailers and the guests of Pitti Uomo actually lets them have a little bit of an inside view of what they could be walking into if they came to Copenhagen Fashion Week and came to CIFF to see the full experience. I would love to get in a little bit more around the relationship with CIFF. So CIFF has played a role in your recent journey. Why is being part of CIFF so important to NEUW, and what does that partnership represent for you?
we feel like it's a great choice for us to be a part of the collaboration with CIFF, because we feel like it's continue to grow, and we really want to be a part of that journey and see what we can do each season and just start taking over more and more. So with your fantastic job and our work with the design and the sales teams and everything around it, should be match made in heaven, I would say.
Well, that's great. It's always nice to have brands like NEUW as part of CIFF, and we appreciate the support that you guys give to us as being a brand.
Yeah.
CIFF connects people, and what do you feel NEUW brings to that conversation?
Just simply to be a pure fashionable denim brand that's really stands out in our own way, and I feel like that we really bring something to the table for the whole CIFF collaboration.
I want to get in now to a little bit more around the craftsmanship of denim and that space. So denim and craftsmanship are central to your identity.
Yeah.
How do you keep evolving while staying true to the authenticity of NEUW that it was founded on?
Yeah, basically it's all comes down to our beloved and famous creative director Per Lundqvist, which have his own like collect of denim, and it's like 5,000 to 6,000 pair of denim, which is from different kind of parts of the world, different decades, which you follow with the washes, and it's always, and that's each and every season. The new pair of jeans always starts down there in the basement where he keeps all his jeans. So the denim genius of Per Lundqvist will always be the foundation of NEUW, I would say. So that's how we stay true to ourselves and the future.
I love that. I mean, I like I said in the beginning, like denim is such a emotional piece of clothing, and it's because you can wear it for so long,
Yeah.
and it tells so many stories, and it really allows the individual to have that like confidence when they're wearing denim. So I think that that's like a really beautiful and a really beautiful way to tell the story of NEUW. And I mean, it's also so amazing that he has like a whole archive, which is awesome.
Yeah.
My last question for you is, looking ahead, what excites you about NEUW's direction, and what can we expect from the next chapter of the brand?
Yeah. So actually, it was 12 days ago. We launched the European version of our website.
Amazing.
So until 12 days ago, it was completely driven by the Australian office HQ, and it was all for the Australian market. But now and on, we have a large more impact of the European market, and we are able to really be focusing for the brand awareness due to all over Europe, I would say. So the brand awareness in Europe for the upcoming months and years will be something you've never seen before with NEUW in Europe, I would say.
Wow, it's so exciting. Congratulations.
Yeah, we were really happy about it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Isak, for taking the time and sharing us more about NEUW and the history of the brand and where you're headed.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.